Hello, and welcome back to another episode of Missing Mysteries in Black and White with you two hosts, me, Ed, and my main man, Josh.
How are we getting on?
Where we talk all things creepy, cryptid, supernatural, paranormal, and whatever.
And anything else in between.
And we have a fucking good laugh doing it.
Amen.
As we always do, first things first on the show. Josh, how you been, my man?
Yeah, not too bad, mate. Not too bad at all. Just enjoying the World Cup.
Yeah, me too, to be fair. There's some very good games, and England are doing very well.
Yeah, exactly. Hopefully. Because I noticed, last World Cup, got to the semi-final.
Yeah.
Last Euros, we got to the final.
Yes, it's got to be.
It's got to be. It's got to be this time.
It's got to be time.
But no, Ed, how you been?
Yeah, not too bad, not too bad. Fucking getting cold there.
It is fucking Baltic out there.
Oh, mate, get froze. Fucking just tired all the time.
Yeah.
It's fucking
So what
shit.
a better time to raise the gas prices.
Hey! You fucking morons.
Cunt.
But no, let's say I got work 3 more weeks, then I got Christmas break.
Yeah,
what a
boy.
buzz. What a buzz. So yeah.
I don't know, have we actually mentioned that we're doing a Christmas podcast?
We will be doing a Christmas special. Which
Hopefully got a couple of guests coming on.
Yeah,
But if not, it will be just like the Halloween one where it's just us two.
Yeah. I mean, it's a bit weird for us like to do a Christmas one because like our subjects are like you get it with the Halloween one, but the Christmas one is going to be a bit I don't know. It's just going to be like a bollocks, really.
Yeah, it is just going to be again like a tangent episode, but
Yeah.
we are just going to be like an average podcast, I'll say. Just
Yeah,
talking
yeah,
about
yeah.
random ass shit.
Yeah, pretty much. So today, as I opened up, it is a Josh subject.
Yeah, boy.
And I think, well, I know what it is. It was mentioned last week, and I am buzzing about it. Well, that's a bit of a weird way to say it.
I know what you mean, though.
But yeah, I'm looking forward to this one. So, Josh, tell us what we are doing today.
Today, like I said last week, we're going back to serial killers, and we're going back to another notorious serial killer couple.
I'll say they're probably
the most notorious. Yeah. I know obviously so many people say Ian Brady and Myra Hindley were.
Yeah,
but these guys are on another level.
I'd say, because a lot of people didn't know like Ian Brady and Myra Hindley's name.
Yeah,
they know what Myra Hindley looked like. Yeah, because it's quite a famous picture. But I'd say these two.
Every fucker knows.
Everyone
especially
knows
like
it's
obviously
notorious.
if you're in the UK, you definitely know who these two fucking sickos are.
I'd say these are more notorious.
Yeah, and if you haven't guessed, which you probably should have done by the title, but we are talking about Fred and Rose West. Two very, very, very fucked up people. And I'm not just on about the killings, I'm just on about themselves. They are fucked.
Oh no, it's such a fucking roller coaster of like of things for them two, isn't it? Like, oh yeah,
they are fucking tapped.
Proper. I remember watching a documentary about him, and you know, like what we were saying the other week about like Tiger King. Like you're like, nah, that didn't happen.
Yeah, I know exactly what you'd mean.
And I was watching this documentary, and like they were saying like different things, and they were like, they're just bringing in like proper like, what's the word, like as you can tell, I'm quite tired. Bombshells. That's it. Proper like bombshells.
Yeah.
And I was like, what? Nah, that didn't fucking happen. Nah. But then, yeah, it did.
It really did. This is our UK Tiger King.
No.
Not on that level. Not on that level.
Yeah.
But they're fucked.
Yeah, proper fucked. But just before we get right into it, I know you haven't streamed it like the last couple of weeks.
No.
But subscribe to his fucking Twitch channel.
Yeah, I'm looking at you.
Yeah.
You watching right now.
Yeah.
You.
Subscribe.
I'm looking at you.
You.
Sort it out.
Have a word with yourself.
Yeah. I know where you live.
Yeah. Because there's going to be a point where where Josh will probably be doing a game where I'm even going to be on it.
Yeah. So it will be a proper Myths and Mysteries stream.
Exactly.
So unless you call yourselves a true fan, you better subscribe. Or I'll hunt you down.
But we would very much appreciate it.
Yeah. Thank you.
But yeah, I hope you enjoy this podcast as like we do all our others.
Mm-hmm.
We do try our very best. Oh shit.
But,
I don't know what I'm doing next week.
oh. Be a surprise for you guys.
Yeah. So I'll have a think while we're doing our episode.
Yeah.
But yeah, so with further ado, see, I know Arabic. Josh, take it away.
Okie dokie. Right. So like I said, we were talking about the notorious serial killer couple Fred and Rose West. Now I've got basically their upbringings first, similar to the Ian Brady, Myra Hindley. Talk about their upbringings, how they met, go basically just down the whole storyline.
Oh,
so
I fucking dribbled on myself.
You can't get away from it because it's on camera.
Yeah, I know.
That's a good start.
Oh, fucking hell.
Right.
I'm 27 with the fucking drinking age of 3. What the fuck, man?
I'd say. Right, so I'll start with Fred West, who was born on September 29th, 1941. Now, growing up, he was the second eldest of 6 children in his family. However, Fred was always his mother's favourite.
Oh, yeah.
His father, Walter Stephen West, was actually a very violent man, and many people believe that he may have been a killer himself.
Oh, really?
Because his first wife actually died from a bee sting. But many people...
Bee sting?
Yeah.
Oh, bee sting.
Yeah, what do you think?
I think about a bee sting. Like,
oh, a bee sting. Oh, yeah, I get you.
Like I was like, what?
No, a bee
What,
sting.
she tried to become a bear?
But many people believe that he actually killed her and covered her up with a bee sting.
Right. How do you do that?
I don't know whether he strangled her and said, oh, well, throat swelled up, even though he crushed it. I don't know.
It's a weird one. Just imagine him like saying, what was old Walter doing? Like he was in the garden with a net. Like, I don't know, he really likes butterflies. Maybe he was out of bees. Like,
That's a bit weird.
yeah.
Then he put his missus's hand in it. And she just blew up like a balloon.
Yeah.
Next day, the motherfucker was dead.
Yeah. Nah, that's a bit. Yeah, it's a bit sus. A bit sus.
Well, Fred's father's motto was, "You're put on this planet to take advantage of everyone and everything you can." And he really drummed this theory into his kids.
Mm-hmm.
He specifically taught Fred that you can do anything you want as long as you get away with it, which is something that Fred carried with him throughout his whole life. No shit.
Mm.
Walter even abused and assaulted women right in front of Fred and was teaching him that it was okay to do so, again, as long as you never get caught. And when I say abusing, I do mean not only just beating, I do mean raping. Right in front of Fred as a kid. So that's obviously going to torment you.
Fred, have a look at this, will you?
You think that's more fucked? He also encouraged Fred to perform in acts of bestiality.
What?
Yeah. They had a pet pig, a pet goat, and poultry. And Fred's dad made him fuck them.
What, fucked a lot of them?
Yeah.
What, proper fucked?
Yeah. Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
So already, this poor fucker, I mean, I know it sounds horrible knowing what he's done later in life,
like,
but as a child, this poor fucker has not had it easy. This guy has been literally chucked in the deep end of a pool full of acid and gone, swim cunt.
Yeah. Like, in a way, you could kind of understand why he done what he done.
He's fucking tapped, yeah.
It's been drummed into him.
Yeah, exactly. He even told Fred that if you have the opportunity to take advantage of a woman and you don't do it, then you are nothing more than a weak, pathetic coward. Yeah. This is what I mean, where I'm like, Dad's a bit of a cock, to put it lightly. To put it lightly.
A bit. No, he's a fucking dickhead.
Yeah.
If you don't take advantage of women, you're a coward.
Yeah.
He's got it muddled up, man. It's the other way around.
Yeah. His mother, Daisy, was also a sick fucker with a load of sexual obsessions, and she even took Fred's virginity. So not only has this guy been forced to...
He's gave the term motherfucker.
Yeah. Not only has this guy been forced to fuck animals, he's been forced to fuck his own mother. This kid is fucked in all senses of the word.
Yeah. You motherfucker.
Yeah. So, as obviously stated here, already he's had a fucked up traumatic childhood right from the get-go.
I'm a mother lover, you're a mother lover, we should fuck each other.
He was also forced to confront death at a very young age when his parents killed their pet pig, and yes, the same pig that he, porked.
Oh, you bastard, you beat me to it. He porked the pig, Porky got it.
But yeah, his parents killed this pig in front of them, which scarred all the kids for life, including Fred, but it also intrigued him.
Yeah. Oh, right, so it's gone like Jeffrey Dahmer in a way.
This began an obsession with him killing any wild animals that he possibly could.
Definitely a serial killer, because it's a telltale sign, isn't it?
So everything that I've mentioned so far, Fred grew up thinking it was all normal, because his parents, that's all they taught him. From a young age, he's been taught, yeah, you can shag animals, yeah, you can shag your mum, yeah, I'll kill this animal. You can, if you find a woman and you don't take advantage of her, you're a pussy-hole, so you better slap the shit out of her.
Yeah, you better.
This kid has grown up thinking that is the norm.
Yeah. Fucking hell.
Fred also grew up in a double-bind relationship with his father. Do you know what that means?
No.
Basically, it means he grew up conflicted, telling him his dad would kick the shit out of him and beat him for something he'd done wrong, but then in a second breath would say, yeah, you should do that. So he has no idea what is right or wrong.
No, yeah, he's fucked if you do.
Yeah, exactly. So this obviously frazzled Fred's mind, causing him to not know what is right or wrong.
Yeah.
At 17 years old, Fred was riding his bike and got hit by a car, causing him to have a serious brain injury, and afterwards he was never the same again.
He weren't
He weren't right to begin with.
Yeah.
But this has now just pushed him over the edge.
Right, yeah.
Because I think it was the frontal lobe he injured.
Oh,
which, for those that don't know, I'm pretty sure the frontal lobe is what makes you, innit? It's where your personality and everything comes from.
Fucked if I know, man.
I'm pretty sure it's what I've seen in like other serial killer documentaries. It is the thing that makes you have what your personality is like. It stems from your frontal lobe.
Well, yeah, because Jeffrey Dahmer, he had an operation, didn't he, when he was a kid?
Yeah, exactly.
On his head.
Yeah.
And he was never the same afterwards.
Yeah. The similar thing with Fred West. He was hit by a car and fucked.
Jesus Christ.
And after this, he began cheating, lying, and stealing a lot more, and bragging that he was getting away with it. Again, going back to his dad thinking everything's cool if you get away with it. So he's thinking he's now Billy Big Bollocks because he is getting away with it. 2 years after the crash, he was even charged with raping his 13-year-old sister.
Oh, for fuck's sakes, man.
But he was never sentenced because his sister didn't want to testify against him. Now, whether that was a case of it was bollocks, or whether it's a case of she was frightened or told not to, I don't know.
Yeah, the parents... Well, the mum's probably said, Dad, don't do it.
Exactly.
That's my little toy boy gone.
Exactly.
And the dad's like, nah.
Now you see why the mum was the favourite.
Yeah. And then, the dad's like, nah, you take away my little project.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, exactly. So I don't know whether it's true or not. Believe what you will.
Jesus.
So that was Fred's fucked up childhood. So now I'll go on to Rose.
Mate, there's fucked up, then there's that.
Well, Rosemary Pauline Letts was born on November 29th, 1953. Now, Rose's mum was a very damaged woman and a manic depressive. And she even got electroconvulsive therapy while she was pregnant with Rose.
Right, so that's going off for a good start.
Yeah, exactly. For those that don't know, electroconvulsive therapy is basically... It is back then, I think it's still done now, but not half as much. It was the last resort when you were like manic depressive or clinically insane. They literally shock you, like how they do with a dead body, where it's like the clear. It's not the exact same thing.
It's in the head.
It's on the head, yeah. And they literally send in electric shocks to the brain. which obviously, when you're pregnant, it's not exactly the best thing to do.
No.
Well, this caused her to have many problems after she was born. She would rock in her cradle for hours on end and nobody could stop her. She would bang her head purposely on the crib. And I mean full on headbutt the fucker. And after many tests, they discovered that her brain was severely damaged, which caused her not to feel things like shame, guilt, compassion. And just like Fred, she grew up not knowing right from wrong. So already these two are looking like the fucking match made in hell.
Yeah, because she was pretty much born with no remorse.
Yeah, exactly. Rose's father, Bill, had schizophrenia and violent mood swings and would often take them out on Rose, beating and sexually abusing her. Yeah. Like, I know it's fucked up because we know what they've done.
Yeah.
So I'm not excusing that whatsoever. But you can't help but feel, as children, really fucking sorry for these two.
You can understand the route they went.
Yeah, the motive. Not the motive, but yeah, the route they went, like you said.
You could, yeah, like you say, you can't forgive what they done.
No, of course you can't.
But in a way, you could kind of see why.
What? Yeah, it's like, no, you can look back and think, no fucking wonder they did that. Yeah. When you find out their childhood, it's like the poor fucking kids, man.
Yeah, it's not like I'm trying to think, like people like some killers and everything what's had like really like normal fucking childhoods.
Brady,
like,
his was relatively normal.
Yeah,
I know he had the shit with his mother and that, but these two are just on another level of they've been tormented.
Yeah. Oh mate, yeah, it's fucking horrific.
Well, during this, Rose's mum's mental state got worse and worse, and eventually she just didn't care about her children, and theoretically had nothing to do with them.
No.
And I don't mean from the fact of she just walked out in peace. I mean, it'd be, someone would be like, your daughter's crying. Oh, well, she'll be all right. Mm. It's like, she's starving. Yeah, well, she can get herself something.
Yeah.
That sort of thing. This caused Rose to turn to her father for support, and eventually they even began to have a sexual relationship.
Oh, Jesus. Fuck me, the blazers. Jesus Christ. Why?
I don't know.
You've got Fred fucking his mum.
Rose fucking her dad.
Rose fucking her dad. Like, oh my God.
She specifically had sex with him whenever she wanted something. So she learned from a young age that that's what she needed to do in life when she wanted something.
Right. That does make sense, to be fair.
Yeah. Well, from her point of view, from his, he's still a fucking weirdo.
Oh, big time. He's fucking his daughter.
Yeah. When she was 16, her parents finally split up, and she went to go live with her father.
Yeah.
Sometime later, in 1962, Fred met his first wife, a Scottish woman called Catherine Costello. But for some reason, she went by the name of Raina. I don't know why.
Middle name, maybe.
Maybe. I don't know. But that's all she was commonly known as. So that's what I'll refer to her as I'm reading these at. Or when they met, Raina was actually pregnant, and the pair decided to come up with the story that Fred was the dad and that she came to England to be with him. Because obviously, back then, it was very taboo, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Having a kid out of wedlock and all that sort of shit.
Yeah, it's very frowned upon.
Well, they got married in... No, sorry, they got married, and in 1963, Raina had the baby and named her Charmaine. However, their plan had a major fucking flaw in it, and I couldn't help but chuckle when I read this. Because Charmaine's father was actually Pakistani. And as she grew up, she kind of looked a bit more like him than Fred. So it didn't take people too long to figure it out. And the reason I chuckled is, can you remember the Only Fools and Horses episode where Boise and Marlene are going to adopt the baby and the baby's black?
Yeah.
That's all that was picturing in my head. It's just that moment. I was like, fucking hell, you couldn't make this shit up.
Oh, Jesus. Yeah, I know exactly. As soon as you said it, it sprung to mind.
So they decided to change the story to she was adopted instead. Which still don't make sense because she was fucking pregnant. How do you adopt a pregnant baby when it's your baby you're pregnant with?
Sperm donor.
Yeah, but that wouldn't technically be adoption still, would it?
Well, on his behalf.
Yeah, I was going to say on her half.
No.
That is her baby.
Yeah.
And so you give birth. Oh, I'll adopt that baby. It's your baby. Yeah, but I want to adopt it.
Yeah.
Okay. So after Charmaine was born, the pair decided to move to Glasgow and ended up having another kid there. This time it actually was Fred's, and they called the kid Anna.
Yeah.
In 1964, after everything that's happened to him, this is just so bizarre, Fred got a job as an ice cream man. And this is where he met a woman called Anne McFall. And the pair grew close really, really quickly.
Yeah.
She told him that her parents were abusive alcoholics. And Fred told her that it was okay for her to move in with him and Raina. To which she did.
He's a dog.
He's a fucking... I don't know what he is. He's something.
He got that dog in him.
In 1964, Fred actually accidentally hit and killed a 14-year-old boy. No, sorry, a 4-year-old boy.
Oh.
But was never charged or anything like that.
Right.
So he's already murdered.
Yeah.
Whether it was accidentally or on purpose, he still took a life.
Yeah.
In December 1965, he decided to split up with Raina and head back to England with his kids. Anne also went with him without Raina knowing, and the pair quickly got into a relationship and she became pregnant. So from Raina's point of view, it's like, oh, I just don't want to be where you are, I'm taking the kids.
Yeah.
Including the kid that's actually yours.
Yeah.
She didn't know that Fred and Anne were having an affair.
Right.
One day, Raina showed up at the house, and she didn't know that Anne was also there, and that she was pregnant. So Fred, panicking, decided to hide her. Anne McFall was last seen in 1967, until her body was found in 1994.
Oh, fucking hell.
Now, Fred denied that he killed her until later on when he was in prison and he confessed to stabbing her to death after a violent argument. Now, Anne was out the way, Raina and Fred got back together.
Yeah.
And they moved up to a caravan park, and about a year later, she decided to leave Fred as well as her kids and left them with Fred as well.
Right, okay.
Later on, she actually became very concerned about her kids' safety and wanted full custody of them. She went up to Fred and asked for full custody of the kids, and this would be the last time anyone would see Raina alive. Her body was also found in 1994, with her body being dissected and placed in multiple bags and buried under some trees. In one of the bags, they even found a small metal pipe, which investigators believe Fred had sexually assaulted her with.
Oh, fucking hell.
Yeah.
So as well as killing her, he completely just mutilated her.
Exactly. So this guy has already killed 3 people that we know of before he's even met Rose.
Hell.
So, do you know what I mean? He's already...
Yeah, he's a serial killer
yeah,
already.
Exactly. But what so many people don't know is this was actually the 10th murder Fred had already committed.
10th?
Yeah. Whether it be by manslaughter or straight out murder, he'd already killed 10 people before he met Rose.
Jesus Christ.
Well, in 1964, Fred met Rosemary Letts and shortly after her 15th birthday. The two met at a bus station, and Rose originally was extremely disgusted by him due to his terribly bad hygiene.
Yeah.
But due to his charm, he soon got Rose's attention, and eventually the pair ended up going on a date. Another way Fred thought to try and win Rose over is by playing the sympathy card. So he made up a lie, telling him that his ex left him with both of their children and that he longed for someone to fill that role and someone he could have more kids with. Little does she know, the reason his wife left, is because he fucking killed her. Eventually, Rose became the nanny for the kids. But this was actually a cover-up, and Fred paid her enough to make it look like she still had her old job, when in reality, the pair had moved in together and were seeing each other.
Right, yeah.
And a few months later, they was officially a couple, and Rose ended up introducing Fred to her family, to which they did not approve at all.
No.
They said they got a real bad vibe from him, and they even went to the social services, because Rose was 15 at the time.
Yeah.
So not only is they looking, thinking, fucking hell, he's a bit older. Well, I think he was considerably older. But and then on top of that, he's a skank.
Well, when was he born?
1941, and she was 1953. So
10, 12 years older.
Yeah, exactly.
She was 15. He was 27.
Yeah.
He was our
Jesus,
age.
That's our age.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
nah,
fucking
nah,
horrible.
With 15-year-old.
Nah.
Nah.
But yeah, so they tried to go to social services to get him away from her. This caused Rose to be placed into a home for troubled teenagers, and Fred couldn't fight to keep her in his house because he was actually imprisoned at the time for 30 days for some sort of fine.
Yeah.
But as soon as he was released, Rose moved right back in with him.
Shock.
Now, during this time, Rose was placed in social services again when they found out that she was pregnant at 15 with Fred's baby.
Oh, right.
But, what? But again, she was, however, released when she made an agreement to terminate the baby and move back in with her family and never talk to Fred again.
Mm.
But as soon as she got out, she did the exact opposite, and the pair decided to move to the ground floor of a 2-story house in Midland Road. Well, on October 17th, 1970, Rose gave birth to the pair's first daughter, called Heather Ann. 2 months later, Fred was once again placed in prison for theft of car tyres and ended up serving 6.5 months, meaning Rose, who had not long turned 17, was stuck at home with all 3 girls by herself.
Okay, now. Oh, isn't this when she became a prostitute?
No, that's
later
on.
Oh, right.
But this led to her becoming extremely abusive to the kids, specifically Anna and Charmaine, because they wasn't actually her kids.
Yeah.
But the thing is, whilst Rose was doing this, Charmaine, who was Fred's first kid, the one that isn't technically his, but she didn't show any sign of fear or sadness or anything towards Rose, no matter how hard she'd hit her. This royally pissed Rose off.
Yeah.
Which caused her, over time, to grow so much more hatred for Charmaine. Well, Fred's release date from prison was supposed to be on June 24th. However, on June 15th, Rose took the 3 girls to visit him, and this would be the last time that Fred would see Charmaine. Sometime between the 15th and Fred's release date, Rose had killed Charmaine and thrown her body into the coal cellar until Fred was out of prison and able to take care of it, to which he buried her in their back garden.
Under the patio, innit?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So already, bearing in mind, I know it's not his kids, but he's raised her his whole life.
Yeah.
He's come out of prison. Rose has gone, oh yeah, I killed Charmaine. And he's just gone, yeah, okay, I'll bury her.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, but like you say, with the backstories of them both, you could kind of see why they're like that.
Why they're so emotionally detached.
Yeah. Well, they have no emotion, pretty much.
Exactly.
They've both been heavily abused. They've both been taught what there's no right or wrong.
As long as you get away with it, you can do whatever the fuck you want.
They're in the grey, aren't they?
Yeah, exactly.
There's no black or white. They're just in the grey. They just do what the fuck they like.
Yeah.
And they don't see the consequences.
Well, when her body was finally discovered, they found bones missing. Just like all the other victims, to which it's believed Fred kept the bones as sort of like trophies of the victims. Specifically, it normally ended up to be in the end of a finger, the kneecaps, or I can't think, one of the ribs or something like that. I think it was.
Right.
It was always one of them 3. Specifically, the kneecaps. It basically just took the kneecaps of majority of his victims.
I like your kneecaps.
But this thing, just moving on a bit, because obviously everybody knows the infamous house that they were used for, 25 Cromwell Street. They actually put the kneecaps embedded in the walls of the house. Yeah.
That's weird. They're just weird. That's fucked, man.
Well, sometime after they killed Charmaine and buried her, they moved into what I just mentioned, the infamous house, 25 Cromwell Street. Well, shortly after this, and giving birth to their second daughter, Rose... No, sorry, and giving birth to their second daughter, Rose decided to become a prostitute. Yeah. And she advertised herself in a local magazine. And she turned the upstairs of their house basically into a sex dungeon.
It's just mad that Fred was okay with it.
Yeah. Just wait. She specifically preferred men over women and would actually abuse them.
Yeah.
This gradually got worse and worse, and if they showed any discomfort or pain, this made her do it more. Fred was also involved with the pair actually having threesomes with their clients, and this led Fred to want very rough and violent sexual encounters. The pair even got more fucked up when they added holes in the walls so Fred could watch whilst this was happening in the other room. And they even had a baby monitor installed so that Fred could listen to what was happening. All the while you've got, 4 kids downstairs? And they're doing that. You don't know what to say, do you?
What can you say? Like, fair play, boy. Okay.
Well, if it couldn't get even more fucked up, 3 guesses who one of her top clients were. Her father. Daddy came back for round 2.
3 and 4.
And 4, 5 and 6 and God knows how many. Well, by 1983, Rose had actually had 8 children, to which 3 of them were not Fred's. Now, obviously, Fred and Rose were not good parents.
Really?
No, they weren't.
Fucking hell, I didn't
Surprising to all beliefs, they weren't good.
No.
And this is where they sort of get similar to their parents, because they was extremely strict. Like, the kids weren't allowed to socialise with anyone, and they wasn't even allowed to go out in public without Fred and Rose there.
Right.
And if these children didn't follow their rules, they was always severely punished, with the majority of them being physical. In fact, between 1972 and 1992, the West children were admitted to A&E or hospital 31 times due to the abuse they suffered.
Well, that's at least one a year then. At least one a year.
Exactly. And they always said the same thing, that it was just a household incident.
Thing is, right, you think that the hospital staff would twig it a little bit.
Well, yeah, exactly.
You'd think, there's something not quite right here. We saw him last week. Yeah, I mean, like, what can you say, innit? Like,
well, by 1992, Fred and Rose had 11 children.
fuck,
With
they
2
needed
of
a
them...
hobby.
What?
They needed a hobby.
Yeah. Well, they had one. But with 2 of them already have been killed.
Yeah.
Around 1992, a lot of rumours and allegations began to spread that Fred had actually been raping his children. Because of this, the police began to raid and search the house. And when they did so, they found out about Rose's prostitution.
Yeah.
They also found a load of adult tapes which involved people being tortured, some of which involved children.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
One tape even had a recording of Fred raping his daughter.
Oh, for fuck's sakes.
Now you see what I mean when I say childhood, you felt sorry for him, but then when you read this shit, you think, nah, you cunts.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? There's a level.
Oh, mate, it's just... I don't think I've ever heard out like it. And let's say, it reminds me of that, like, a documentary I watched, and I'm just like, nah.
You can't,
And then
yeah.
when you say it, it's like bringing it back to memory.
And
I'm
you're
like, fucking hell.
And that's why it pisses you off more later on what happened with Fred.
Yeah.
Which I'll get to, but...
Bide your time.
Bide your time. I do need to slow down, actually, because I'm nearly through my notes. This is a problem. We write so many notes,
Yeah.
and we just fly through them.
Oh, no. But the thing is, usually, like, we go through on a tangent.
Yeah.
Like, on something.
Yeah, that's true.
But how can you...
With
when
this
it's like,
shit.
Like, daughters are getting fucked by the fathers.
I don't know, but if anyone can find a way, it is us. Let's be honest.
I don't want to lose too many listeners.
No. But yeah, so the police decided to take 5 children away from them.
Only 5?
Only 5, I think, because the others were 18 or older.
Right, okay, fair.
So they had the choice. But I think the younger 5, they got taken away from them.
Yeah.
But their oldest child, Heather, disappeared in 1986.
Yeah.
And this wasn't known for a very long time. Obviously, no shit. This is happening in 1992.
But they used to threaten the kids,
It
didn't
was
they?
exactly what I was about to say.
Yeah.
But before I get into that, the way it was found, like you just said, is actually by Fred would make jokes to the other kids, telling them that their sister was buried under the back porch, and that if they didn't behave, they would end up there as well.
Yeah. Under the patio, weren't
Yeah. Now, even though the police believed he was telling the truth, it took them 18 months to gather enough evidence to go and dig up the back garden.
Well, yeah, because you can't just...
You can't just do it on a whim.
No, because the amount of times like I've said to like you or Lewis or someone, like, I'm going to fucking kill you.
Yeah, exactly.
If I got took serious every time, I'd be bagged up.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? Like,
well, they finally had enough evidence, and this was the beginning of the end for Fred and Rose. When the police asked Rose where Heather was, she began to get extremely defensive and aggressive towards them. I don't fucking know. Who gives a fuck? Blah, blah, blah. She's fucking old enough. She can make her own mind up. You know, all that sort of shit.
Yeah.
Well, the next day, Fred actually went to the police station to basically take the piss out of them, saying that he can't believe that they believed the family joke. But on February 25th is when they finally began to dig up the garden. And on this day, Fred went up to his eldest son and said, "Look, son, I fucked up. Look after your mum for me and sell the house." When his son asked what had happened, Fred simply just told him that he's done something really, really bad, and he wanted his... What? And he wanted his son to go... Oh, and he wanted his son to go to the papers and make as much money as you can off it. During the dig, Fred actually wanted to be arrested and tried for murder.
Right.
So he went to the station and confessed and was arrested. He told them that he killed Heather in a fit of rage and that he actually cut up her body with a serrated knife and buried her in the back garden. But he kept insisting that Rose had nothing to do with it.
Yeah, he was trying to protect them, weren't he?
Well, 3 days after Fred's arrest, the police are still struggling to find Heather's remains. And at this point, Fred started to change his story. He started saying that Heather is actually alive and well, and that she went to Bahrain to work for a drug cartel.
What do you mean?
Exactly. Of all the things she could have said, it's like, oh no, she just disappeared one day.
Yeah.
Where'd she go? Oh, I don't know. She could have gone out with her friends and gone missing. No, she went to Bahrain to work for a drug cartel. Because that's believable. Well, on February 2016, the police finally found a female femur bone in the back garden. And when they told Fred this, he told them, yeah, it's Heather's. I did kill her. So once they found Heather's body, they moved Rose into a safe house out of fear for her safety. And they started to record everything in the safe house that Rose was saying, to which she was saying how disgusted she was in Fred and how much she hated him. However, you can find some of the recordings online, and if you listen to them, she isn't the one bit shocked or angry or anything. I mean, obviously now we know why, because she was involved in the fucker. But back then, it's like, it wouldn't have took a genius to work out
Something's dodgy.
something's dodgy here.
Yeah, something's dodgy about her.
Well, after the police had found Heather's remains, they actually found another femur, meaning to which they counted. So now they had 3, meaning there had to have been at least one other body buried there. So they gave the opportunity to Fred for Fred to tell them what had happened. And this is when he confessed to another murder of a woman named Shirley Robinson, who was a woman that Fred had an affair with back in 1978. To which, once again, he strangled her and dismembered her body. Now, the sick thing about it is, if that wasn't sick enough, is that she was 8 months pregnant at the time.
It just gets worse.
Yeah, I know. There's the fucking... Oh. Honestly, like you said, I remember watching a documentary when I was younger. Not too young, obviously, but you know what I mean. And I was fucking fuming with them. And they're having to research this back.
Yeah.
It's just like... But again, like, we're not doing this to upset anyone.
No.
But we said we were going to cover serial killers, and specifically UK ones. We can't not talk about these two cunts.
No.
As disgusting as they were... Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, Fred was actually having a cigarette break, and he confessed to a third murder, to which he actually went to the house with the police and showed them exactly where he buried her. And eventually, on March 4th, Fred told the police that there was actually a fucking load more. They were his exact words.
Yeah.
On March 9th, the police had dug up a total of 9 bodies. Fred only identified 3 of the bodies, leaving the police to discover the others and on their own, to which they did. Now, during this time, the police was going with the story that Fred had told them that it was fits of rage, until they searched the house and found a long knife, belts and underwear that was used to tie people down, with lots of sticky adhesive tape, to which several bodies had this tape around their heads.
Oh, right.
So this showed that the police that the victims were tortured first.
Yeah.
The police thought there was most likely more bodies buried there and came up with a way to get them out of Fred. Fred kept saying how guilty he felt about everything and that the spirits of the people he killed still haunted him.
Good.
So the police used this to their advantage and told him that the spirits of the dead that they found was removed with the bodies, but the spirits of those who were left were still there and could still haunt him.
That's a bit of blackmail.
It's a bit of blackmail, but you've already got this cunt bang to rights. What's it going to hurt?
Yeah.
To which the police said, do you know what? It's pretty cool you can talk to spirits, you know. It's like, well, why don't you come down with us and see if you can help us find where the bodies are if you ask the spirits?
Yeah.
So you've got to think, this is over a 20-year period they've done this. So you are naturally going to forget things like that. I know it's not, you know, it's not coming like, oh yeah, I forgot I buried a body there, but do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Little things like that you are going to forget. So Fred went with them with a can of red spray paint and would spray where the bodies are. And they found another body. So I'll go through basically the bodies, the victims, and where they were found. So Heather West, Alison Chambers, and Shirley Robinson were found in the back garden. Linda Go was found underneath the bathroom floor. Therese Steinhaler, I'm sorry, I can't pronounce her surname, Steinhaler or something like that. Lucy Partington, Juanita Mott, Shirley Hubbard, and Carol Cooper were all found on the opposite side of the house under the concrete, to which all had body parts missing.
Yeah.
With 8 out of the 9 bodies being buried with some kind of bondage. After 55 days of digging, on June 7th, 1994, the police found the body of Anne McFall, making her the 12th and final body to be found.
Right.
Well, on the 20th of June, 1994, Rose West was arrested for the rape of an 11-year-old girl and the assault of an 8-year-old boy. During this time, she was questioned about the murders, and even though she claimed she was innocent, on April 25th, she was charged with the murder of Linda Go.
Right, yeah.
By May 6th, both Fred and Rose were jointly charged with 5 counts of murder, to which Rose still claimed her innocence. Well, on June 30th, the pair were brought to court, and Fred was charged with 11 murders, and Rose was charged with 9. And this was the first time the pair had seen each other in ages.
Yeah.
And Fred was buzzing to see her.
Yeah.
She couldn't give a flying fuck, to the point he even put his hand on her shoulder and she just sort of shrugged it in disgust of him.
Yeah. Should try to play an act.
Yeah.
Much.
Well, whilst both were in prison, Fred constantly wrote to Rose, to which she never replied, and he even begged their kids, the ones that were obviously still alive, to try and get Rose to talk to her. During this time, stories were being leaked to the press that Rose was a poor, grieving mother who was in jail for something she'd never done, and that she was abused by Fred. This obviously pissed Fred off, because he knows the truth. So he told the police that Rose was involved just as much as he was, and that there was another victim, his daughter Charmaine, that is buried in the coal cellar at Midland Road. He even said to the police that Rose was actually the one that killed all of them except Anne McFall and Rayner.
Yeah.
Fred at this point was working in the laundry room of his prison, and he began to slowly take parts of the sheet fabric and hide them, unknown to anyone. Eventually, over time, he had enough where he was able to tie them together, and on January 1st, 1995, he hung himself, meaning he was never took to trial.
Yeah.
Now, that's what I say where it pisses you off, that this cunt basically took the easy way out.
Yeah, he didn't get
his deserved justice.
Yeah, he didn't get his just desserts.
However, Rose still went on trial, but she was gaining support from the public.
Really?
Yeah, because obviously they were playing on that story that she's the poor innocent woman and she was, Fred was the evil cunt.
Yeah.
So the police had to prove that she wasn't innocent.
Right, yeah.
When Charmaine's body was found, just like Fred said, the body was fully intact, unlike Fred's victims who all had parts of the bodies missing.
Yeah.
So already they're starting to think, okay, so this might not be Fred.
Yeah, it's not his calling card.
Yeah. They began to look at the dates and times corresponding to them. And, they started looking at the dates and times of when apparently this happened, corresponding with the ages of the victims.
Mm.
They figured out via a picture they found of Charmaine that she was not long killed after this picture was taken, due to the position of her baby teeth being identical to that was still on the body.
Right, yeah.
When they realised the small time window that they had, she must have been the killer, because they realised... Oh, no, wait. When they realised the small time window, which she must have been killed, they realised that it must have been Rose who killed her, due to the fact that during that time window, Fred was actually in prison for that car theft. Yeah, and that the children were left in Rose's care.
Yeah.
So it had to have been her. And on 21st and 22nd of November, Rose West was found guilty, charged with accounts of all the murders, and was sentenced to life in prison. Mm. So that's when I said last week how she nearly got away with it, because she was gaining credibility from the public and that. So if Fred didn't tell them about Charmaine's body before he killed himself,
she'd have got away.
She would have got away with it.
She'd have been walking the streets.
Exactly. Yeah. She was also given the whole life tariff, meaning she will never have the possibility of parole.
Ah, right.
This makes Rose West the second woman in UK history to be given the whole life tariff, with the first being Myra Hindley.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Mm.
So that's the fucked up story of Fred and Rose West.
Is Rose West still alive?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure she is. But that's how fucked up these two cunts are.
Yeah, okay. All I can say is that, well, what can you say?
I don't know. It's just so fucked when you think of the whole story. The fucked up childhoods.
Yeah. Like, their parents moulded them to be
what they were. Monsters.
Yeah. Yeah, they made monsters.
Exactly. We're not justifying what they've done at all.
No. No, God, no.
Because they still did some of the most vile, disgusting things even possibly imagine.
Yeah. But it's just like... But you can see why they
did it, yeah.
Because...
you can see how they were moulded to becoming that.
Yeah. You see how they got the minerals.
Yeah.
You can see how...
And you can see, because I'm pretty sure this case, along with a few others that I will eventually mention, were the reason the likes of social services and all that sort of fucking skyrocketed.
Yeah.
Because of... and you had to have welfare checks and all that sort of shit.
Mm.
So it just goes to show, even though they did the most brutal, disgusting things... There was sort of a limelight at the end.
Yeah.
Not saying it was worth it, but I'm saying, at least something good come out of this.
Yeah.
With the likes of social services and that being a lot more strict than everything they had to do and all that sort of shit.
Yeah. It's a small sacrifice for a greater gain.
Which is quite common in a lot of serial killer things.
Yeah, big time.
Because, even the one that I'm going to mention, I know we've mentioned his name a few times, but, Ian Huntley.
Mm.
He was the reason that schools had to have background checks and everything.
Yeah.
So it just goes to show, like you said, as pure evil as it is, at least something come out of it that was worthwhile.
Yeah, but it's how the families of the deceased, they have to pay grief. You know what I mean?
It's just fucking disgusting. The fact that they've done this, not only killed innocent people, but raped, tortured... Do you know what I mean? Manipulated them.
Yeah.
Even their own fucking kids.
Oh man, brutalised.
Which is, it just pisses me off when you think back. It's like I said, they didn't know any different.
No.
They thought that was normal because of what their fucking parents drilled into them.
Yeah, because they didn't get a chance to see what the
normal life was. They were fucked from the get-go.
Oh, mate.
Especially fucking Fred's dad.
Yeah.
Saying, if you have a chance to take advantage of a woman and you don't, you're a coward. And then him doing this fucked up shit.
Yeah, he just thinks he's doing his dad proud.
Exactly. That's what I mean. It's like, for fucking hell's sake.
Yeah. So, how many murders were there in the end?
12.
12 murders. Fucking hell.
But this is the thing. The pair committed 12 murders.
But didn't you say...
Fred had already committed 22.
Yeah. I was going to say, he's already committed 10 before he got
Yeah, exactly. The pair as a couple committed 12 murders. Fred killed 22 people.
Jesus Christ. That's got to be one of the... he's one of the biggest serial killers in British history.
Yeah, he's got to be.
Fucking hell. Because what?
But whether they were out-and-out murder or manslaughter or whatever, I don't know. Because it seems a bit weird that you can kill 10 people and not get charged for a single one.
Mm. Yeah, no, that is a bit crazy.
Mm.
Like, because didn't everyone say like Fred was a bit of a fit cunt?
Yeah,
but
apparently he was. But it could. By the sounds of it was an act.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a right Jekyll and
I
Hyde.
suppose it was like, in a way, you can say he was a fit cunt because of things like common sense and that. Because he was never taught that.
No,
his common sense was, oh, if I see a woman and I've got the chance, I'm slapping her about.
I'm slapping her about and I'm abusing her.
Exactly. That was his common sense. Where we go, you're a fucking idiot, mate.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, they never had a good chance at an upbringing. They never had
no.
a stable family or anything like that.
No, they never got taught right and wrong.
No. Which is why it's a bit... This one specifically is so contrasting.
Yeah.
Because you want to hate them, and you do hate them. But at the same time, you think back, you feel for them because it's like they were basically bred to do this.
Yeah, they
not excusing what they've done, but it's not like, for argument's sake, Ian Brady and Myra Hindley, who had stable, normal upbringings to an extent, and then just thought, I'm fucking going on a killing spree.
Mm. Yeah, no, they just...
But then it also begs the question, do you reckon... Because obviously... We know Fred had a fucked up childhood.
Yeah.
But he had that accident and then they said, oh yeah, he was never the same again. Do you reckon if it weren't for that accident, he would have still continued down his path?
Big time.
You reckon? I reckon he would have, but maybe not to this extent.
I don't know, to be honest. Maybe because he's saying he had fits of rage.
Mm.
Maybe the accident caused that, because that can happen.
Yeah. But then he come out and said that it weren't acts of rage, it was just out and out murder.
Well, yeah, but... You got to think something's got to cause. There's some imbalance there to make them want to murder.
Yeah.
Well, before the accident, he might have thought about hurting people,
someone,
but
because I suppose when they killed the pig, he was interested in it. Do you know what I mean? And he did kill a load of wild animals.
Always how it starts.
Exactly.
Always how it starts. So you kill animals. I remember it was years and years ago. Right. It was like, you know, remember them ITV like miniseries.
Mm.
I can't think what it was, but I remember seeing it, and it was about like a serial killer, and it was like the end of the first episode, and there was a boy, and he had a white rabbit,
right?
But and he killed it because it was red all over.
Yeah,
it. And it was like close up, and then it like went up, and I always think of that, and I can remember going to my mum and saying like, why has he done that? And Mum said, like, he's a serial killer. I was like, what? So if you kill an animal, you're a serial killer? She went, no, not necessarily. But most serial killers start by killing animals.
Yeah, innit? Because I remember seeing, like, I think it was like on Netflix or something. They said that 9 times out of 10, the reason why they start with animals is to see if they can take a life.
Yeah.
If they can take a life of an animal, they can do it on a human very fucking easy. Because obviously everybody, regardless, I don't care who you are, everybody loves an animal, some animal or another, whether it be a dog, a cat, a guinea pig, a gerbil, an elephant, a giraffe. Do you know what I mean? There's an animal out there that's your favourite that you love.
Yeah.
If you can take that, if you could take a life from an animal, Because let's be honest, we've all killed bugs and insects.
Yeah.
But I don't think I could bring myself to kill an animal unless I had to.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I have, but yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Like, food and that is different. I mean, say, like, for argument's sake, stabbing a rabbit, like you just said. I couldn't do it.
Not if I weren't going to eat it.
No, exactly. That's what I mean. I couldn't.
I could just kill it and leave it.
Like, even to the point, there was a, I think I told you the story before. There was a blackbird in my back garden that had a broken wing.
Yeah.
And I thought, it's fucked. I've got to put it out of its misery. I just could not do it. Could not break its neck. I was just like, as much, like, I had the thing in a fucking towel wrapped up, and I had my hand on its head. All I had to do was just go, but I just could not fucking do it. No matter how hard I tried, I was like, nah.
That's what I mean. You're such a gentle giant.
I couldn't help it. I was just like, I'm doing this thing a solid by putting it out of its misery, because it can't fly.
Your own conscience is holding you
it's
back.
not going to get fixed. It's like, for all I'm going to do is, a cat's just going to rip it apart.
Yeah.
I thought, I'm doing the best thing possible. I was like, just fucking do it, Josh. Come on.
Yeah. No, I know what you mean. Like, the only I've always said on here, like, and like you know as well.
Yeah.
I only kill an animal if I'm going to eat it.
Yeah, exactly. Which is understandable.
I'd never kill an animal for the sake of it. No, it's always got to have a reason, because then I'm not God.
No,
I'm not playing God. I don't choose who lives or dies. But I do choose what I can eat.
Exactly. But
what I mean?
And that's what's fucked up when you think these serial killers, they do. Do you know what I mean? They choose who lives and dies.
Yeah.
It's just so fucked up.
Yeah. I mean, when I say you see it in the animal kingdom, but there's, let's say, again, there's always a reason. If it's territory, if it's prey, it's kill or be killed.
Or defence.
Yeah. But it's not...
They don't just kill and fuck off.
Yeah, you don't do it. They serial killers do it for a sport.
Yeah, exactly.
They do it as a sport. They like animal. You don't see that in the animal kingdom a lot.
No.
Occasionally, yeah, you do see it.
Yeah,
but
not even half as many. Do you know what I mean? Humans do it.
No, humans do it as a sport, and it's like I know I keep bringing back dinosaurs, but you remember Jurassic World? When the Indominus Rex got out, they were so shocked because it killed all them brachiosaurs, didn't it?
You can almost look at that as a subliminal.
Subliminal.
There you go. Fucking hell, you know it's Pete when he's correct on a word.
Big brain.
But you can almost look at it as a that word message.
Subliminal.
Yeah, because they called that dinosaur a monster. And that monster kills for sport.
Yeah. What
do most people refer to serial killers as?
Monsters.
A monster. Do you know what I mean? It's weird when you think of it like that.
Oh God, yeah. Like, yeah, no, it's
because it was genetically created. It weren't born like it.
No.
Which you can look at with Fred and Rose West. They weren't born like it.
No.
No one's born a serial killer. Things happen in their life to make them it. Whether it was traumatic experience, a brain injury.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Something in some way or another caused them to do that.
Yeah, to be like.
You don't just wake up one morning and think, I'm killing some fucker.
Yeah, and get a thrill from it.
Yeah, exactly.
And why is it, though, when people become serial killers, a lot of it's always sexually orientated?
I don't know. Maybe because that's when, I suppose, when you're sexually active or like I can't fucking talk today. Sexually frustrated. I don't know whether your fucking testosterone's built up, so it's like the same thing.
Have a wank.
In it. Have a wank and then see how you feel. Yeah. Because I guarantee 9 times out of 10 you'll be like, oh, what the fuck was I thinking about killing someone?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
But it's a lot of people do kill to get that like a sexual gratification.
Yeah, to get an urge, just like. But then again, some cases of serial killers, it starts with that sort of shit, and then that just doesn't fulfill them anymore.
No.
So the next step up is killing. Yeah. And then it's like, when you think, let's say these fuckers were left to their own devices, that would eventually get boring. What the fuck were you going to do next?
Exactly. They'd just get into a pit of despair then. They'd end up killing themselves. Yeah. Because they could never
get that urge that they need, that craving.
Like a Wendigo.
Like a Wendigo.
Yeah, because they because it's insatiable.
Yeah.
It's an insatiable.
You just
hunger.
can't stop.
No,
You need to do it.
you need to do it, and it's only whatever you do doesn't fill that spot.
No, it's just like I need more.
Like a Wendigo.
Yeah.
A Wendigo will eat a person, and they're still hungry afterwards, and they have to do it and do it and do it and do it to keep trying to fill that spot, and it never does. Just like a serial killer. So really, you could always link your stuff and my stuff quite well together a lot of the time, can't you? Like,
it's almost like we should be perfect for a podcast.
Quality. But no, like that's what I mean. Like, say it's not like I love serial killers. It's
No, but it's the fascination.
So fascinated.
Yeah, I think my fascination is what caused them to do it. Is there a reason?
Yeah, my fascination is like what, like you say, what brings them.
Yeah.
What makes them tick? Like,
it's not
what
like
goes through their head when they're going to kill someone.
It's not like a fucking. Do you know what I mean? We're sitting there cheering every time they say another victim, like England's just scored a goal.
No,
do you know what I mean? It is that case of, well, how'd they get there? What caused them to do it?
Yeah,
and then also what were the ramifications for it? Well, did they fucking? Do you know what I mean? Get their just deserve?
Yeah,
which pisses me off that Fred didn't. But. Well, no, actually, no. I was about to say, in a way, if he didn't, Rose would have got away with it, but no, because he mentioned beforehand.
Yeah, he pretty much put that final nail in the coffin. And
that's the thing that's so baffling as well. The whole time they were getting caught, he was doing everything to protect her. And the minute she went, nah, fuck him.
Yeah.
And like you said, it was probably, I think it was that she was playing an act.
I think so.
Because she knew she was getting
at the minute, favoritism
from the public.
Everyone was pointing the finger at Fred. If she like hugged him, kissed him, or something like that, the crowd, the public would have been like, "Hang on a minute."
Yeah, but because she was playing the poor me.
Yeah,
let's all get the mini violins out.
Yeah, I don't want to know you.
Yeah,
I don't know.
He's realised that and gone, nah, fuck this bitch.
If I'm going down,
you're coming with me.
Yeah,
especially, which in a way is good.
Yeah,
because she was responsible.
Yeah,
she did do.
She was as bad.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like, you shouldn't fucking get away with it if I'm suffering.
Yeah, because a lot of people said that she was mainly the mastermind behind it.
Yeah,
she was the brain, he was the brawn.
But you know what's mad as well that so many people don't think of is that they're kids that are still alive. They would obviously been given new identities and everything. We could have easily bumped into them and we'd never know.
No,
we literally could have been like walking through Tesco. Some bloke would have walked past us, and for all we know. That's because obviously he's had a different name. We won't never know unless they told us. But that person knows, like, Fred and Rose West were my mum and dad. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? And like the whole country, especially around our age, our generation, know who their parents were. Yeah. Knows what they'd done, and they're walking around thinking, "Fucking hell, that was my mum and dad."
And the thing is, though, because they had very difficult childhoods as well.
Yeah, of course they did.
Who says that they're not the next?
Exactly.
Do you know what I mean?
That's why I'm sort of glad psychiatric help and that has gone to where it is, because it can help them. Yeah. Because they wouldn't have just right. This is your new name. This is where you live. Off you go. They would have kept in check. Yeah. To been like, how you feeling? Do you know what I mean? They don't want to repeat of this shit. No, because they had very traumatic childhoods. Yeah, exactly.
Having parents like Fred and Rose West,
and all this stemmed from their parents. Yeah. It's like, oh, mate, how are they not held responsible?
Well, that's it. They're probably already...
I mean, they are most likely dead. But do you know what I mean? It's like, for fucking hell's sake. Yeah. You cunts, other than Rose, seem to have just gotten away with this so easily. You're not taking your fucking... whatever the word is.
Responsibility.
Yeah.
Not take the responsibility of what you've created.
Of what you've done, you sick cunts. Yeah. Which is where I'm glad the likes of Ian Huntley or that Michael Adebolaja, Lee Rigby's killer. Yeah. Or Joanne Dennehy or Dennis Nielsen. Yeah. These cunts have suffered. Yeah. It's like, you caused this, you fucking deal with the consequences, you sick, vile bastards. Especially the likes of Ian Huntley, which I think will be the next serial killer I do. Yeah. I think he will be the next one I do, because it's just... I'm so fucking glad that cunt got everything that happened to him.
Oh, yeah. And he's local to us.
He's local as well, yeah.
He's only on the other side of Ely and Soham.
Yeah.
So yeah.
But yeah, that fucking.
I only really found that out a couple of years ago.
Yeah, so did I. I remember that one always resonates with me weirdly because I can just remember growing up. Didn't know anything about what had happened, but I just kept remembering, clear as day, seeing on the news the two girls in the United tops.
Yeah.
On the news. I was just like, I can just picture that clear as day in my mind. I didn't have a fucking clue what was going on.
No.
It's only as I got older, I'm like, shit.
Oh, I know exactly what you mean because I thought the same.
Yeah. You're just like, what the fuck?
Yeah, because they were best friends, weren't they?
Yeah.
But because they looked similar. I always thought they were sisters. Yeah, I always used to think they were sisters, but they weren't. They were
and all they were going to was the shop.
Yeah.
For some sweets.
That's what I mean.
And they just fucking... Oh, he is a fucking scumbag and a half. But I'm glad he got his comeuppance. Because even, like... The one thing we've mentioned it before, when it comes to prisoners, the one thing you don't fuck with is kids.
No.
Whether it be raping them, hurting them, killing them, whatever. You don't harm kids.
No.
So you got this sick cunt going into prison. It's no wonder he got the living shit beaten the fuck out of him. And I mean, like, I don't mean just like he got beat. I mean, this guy got fucked up.
He's been beaten near to death like multiple times. Like, I think he's in like solitary confinement.
Yeah, he is now.
Yeah,
because they know what will happen if they put him on the ward.
Yeah, they can't. Yeah, they can't put him on normal cell blocks.
No,
but it's like it weren't Baby P, but it was.
Oh, I keep forgetting about that poor kid.
But it was a kid not that long ago. A kid who got killed, and it was the mum who done it.
Yes.
And the fucking prisoners force-fed her salt.
Yeah, because didn't she feed him like 2 kg of salt or something like that?
They gave her,
So then the prisoners done the exact same with the mum,
Yeah,
fucking go on.
And that nearly killed her.
Fucking good. You deserve every fucking second of it.
You deserve pain.
And I remember seeing a video of that on TikTok actually, and he made such a good point. He says they're in prison, so you can't say they're the fucking. Do you know what I mean?
No.
But at the same time, they are proven firsthand. When you've got the whole public or anyone that knows about the story cheering you on and you're in prison, that just goes to show that sometimes the justice system just isn't enough.
No.
They ain't getting what they fully fucking deserve.
No.
Because you know for a fact, even deep down, the judge who sentenced her to prison, when he or she read that story, what had happened to her in prison, you know even for a fact they were like, fucking go on. Go on, you cunt.
They can't be that professional.
Yeah, exactly.
But you know,
back doors, you're thinking,
like, fucking good job.
On.
Fucking good job.
Even the prison guards, I bet.
Yeah.
The people that are responsible to look after it, like you said, professionally, no, you can't do that, blah, blah, blah. Get home, and you just think, oh, fuck it, babe, guess what? You're that sick cunt. Yeah. Guess what the fucking prison's done to her?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And they'll be like, oh, fucking go on.
Yeah. I say, well, I've mentioned it no end of times on here, but I always think about it, about the 3 sisters that got molested by the gymnast teacher.
Yeah.
I think I've said it before.
Yeah.
And the dad, that dad, I've said before, but if I ever meet you, you're never buying a drink.
No.
Because you're a fucking hero
exactly.
in my eyes. Because it was the boldness of it, really, like, what got me. It's just he stood there and he just asked the judge, he was like, can I have 5 minutes alone with this man? And they were like, no, we're not allowed that. He said, just 1 minute, that's all I need. 1 minute alone, just me and this man. They were like, no. He went, right, I'll do it here then. And it took 5 or 6 and then bailiffs to fucking hold him down.
Yeah.
He was like, I'll kill you. I'm going to kill you. And you can kind of see it in them. They're like, just calm down, just calm down. They're like,
but you know for a fact, if it was up to them, they'd let him go.
Yeah, you'd like, oh.
But that'd be their careers down the Swanee.
Exactly.
This is why, do you know what, I take my hat, I know we know one, but it's like, I take my hat off to anybody who has or is working in the prison system.
Yeah.
To have to be so professional, especially if you do know what these cunts have done.
Yeah.
I couldn't do it.
No.
Especially if it was like, if I was charged, say like I was working in a maximum security prison, and I was in charge of looking after, I don't know, a paedophile. I couldn't do it. I could not do it. I'd find the sickest, meanest bastard in that prison.
Pay him off.
And I'd fucking leave the nonsense prison door open and said, have at him.
Yeah.
I just wouldn't be able to help myself.
No, you couldn't.
It's a fair fucking play for the professionalism and the just... What's the word I'm looking for? The resentment you must have to hold back.
Yeah, big time.
Knowing what these sick cunts have done.
Yeah, but like what I said, like with mate, you going out, that gymnast instructor, and That all got calmed down and everything, and the judge went, "I'm not prosecuting."
No.
You. He was like, "I understand fully what you done."
Especially, like anyone with common sense, it's like if that was your fucking kid, you do the exact same thing.
Oh fuck
so
me,
anybody, all these fucking like social justice warriors, they'll be like, "Oh, how dare!" Do you know what I mean? It's like, shut up, because if that was your kid, you do the exact same fucking thing.
Exactly.
So come off your high horse, and just be a fucking human for once in your life.
But I say, we ain't gonna go too much into it because it's fucking dark. But like the stings, you know, the pedophiles stings and that. Because me and you a few years ago was on about going to do it. But I know for a fact I won't be able to hold myself back.
No.
I know for a fucking fact I won't be able to stand there and talk calmly and be pleasant to these monsters.
And again, though, you've got to take your hat off to them.
Yeah.
Because not only are they doing just self-control, but the fact is they know if they even laid a finger on this cunt, he's getting away scot-free.
I heard it on the radio. That was the other week when I was going to work, and a sting operation. The people that done the sting actually got prosecuted, and the dirty bastard got away with it because it was they trapped him. Do you know what I mean? It weren't a sting as
it was an entrapment.
An entrapment. They kind of like got it out of him.
Yeah, that's why there was this one group that I used to watch all the time, and they said they never entrapped them.
No, they
said what they normally do is they'll pretend to be the kid. They'll message and they will say, give them chance after chance after chance, say, I'm only 14 or I'm only 10 or I'm only, do you know what I mean? And when they still permit it, they said, because I remember watching one video and he said, but she said it was 18 on the profile. They said, yeah, but then I said to you in the messages that I'm only 14. And he said, in them cases, you're allowed one response. I'm sorry, you're too old, I'm there blocking you. Yeah. You need to get off here. Yeah. Done.
And then report. Yeah, but when you carry on a conversation, that's when.
Yeah, even if you was literally, so like, right, it was me and you, right, and so like you was trying to ensnare me, and you messaged me saying I'm 14. Even if I was to message, oh okay, what's for tea? Yeah. What would you have for your tea? I'm fucked.
Yeah, because that's grooming. That's classed as grooming.
Exactly. So I don't get it.
No.
Oh, why are there so many fucked up people in the world?
That's what I mean. Like,
I hate. The more I think about it, the more I despise the human race.
Yeah, big time.
But then at the same time, you see some fucking 9 times out of 10 at TikTok, some of the most humbling. Yeah. Just, do you know what I mean? Good experiences. You're like, where are you lot? Yeah. Seriously.
Yeah. I know exactly what you mean. Like, you hear all the bad shit. It's always bad shit on the news. It's always doom and gloom. Then you, like you say, scrolling through TikTok, and it's like my faith in humanity is restored.
Yeah. And you're like,
and it's like, what was one? It was one always gets me right. It's like it shows how innocent kids are. It was a little white boy and a little black boy, and they both got the same haircut.
Yeah,
it's so the teacher couldn't tell them apart.
That's what I mean.
You know what I mean? But so innocent.
That goes to show when people say racism ain't born.
No.
It's drummed into you.
Exactly. And that is right. Because, you know what I mean? Like, stuff like that. And because the teacher took, well, I'm guessing it was okay, but took a picture. Or was it the parent? No, it was the parent that took the picture. And they said, oh, he got the same haircut, so the teacher could tell them apart. And it's just like, you know, it's just so that you smile.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's similar to that thing on 94s and Horses.
Yeah.
You know where he's like, have a pen. It's like, the little white boy's like, have a pen. So what my brother? There's the little black boy. It's like, oh, that's your brother, is it? Do you know what I mean? Little things like that, you're like, oh, it's
you know what I mean? It's just innocent.
Yeah.
And you see people like there was one, it was like this old man, he was eating alone. And so this person bought him his meal and sat with him and they spoke. That is good. That is good.
It's like, there was one I saw the other day. You seen where it's like a cinema room. And it's full of like what I would class as your proper stereotypical EDL members. Yeah. All of them jacked with fucking do you know what I mean? People where, let's be honest, some majority of people are like, oh fuck that. Yeah. And so many people come into the cinema room and just walk straight out. Except for this one couple, and they just carried on, walked to their seat. The whole lot of them started cheering him like, do you know what I mean? Fair play. You know, I was like, fair fucking play.
Oh, there's a group in America, and they're bikers.
Mm.
Like they look like Hell's Angels. They look like you know what I mean. Like we used to have a video, but like they look hard as fuck. Like you would not want to like look at them. And what they do is, if a child's been assaulted or anything like that, they go with them to court so they feel protected.
Oh.
And when they go to court, they make a wall round the child so they don't have to see the accused. So they always feel safe. They go on, they get their own jacket. They go on the ride on the motorbikes with them and everything like that.
Fair
so
play.
They feel
protected.
They feel like they're part of a family.
Yeah. Fair fucking play.
It just shows how good the human race actually can be.
Yeah.
But the thing
just
you never hear it. You never hear
exactly.
of it.
The so select few that are like the polar opposite. They're the ones that constantly get the name spread about that everyone else just sort of goes back.
Yeah.
But there is one thing that pisses me off.
Yeah.
And that's people that do it just for clout.
Oh, nah.
Now, what I'm about to say could upset some people.
Yeah, because fucking pricks.
But you know the cunts where they film, where they go into like Tesco or something, and they get a load of food, and they take it to a homeless person outside.
Yeah.
That pisses me off so much. I'm not saying don't do it. Absolutely do it. But why do you need to film it?
Yeah.
You are literally doing it, not out of the goodness of your own heart, because you want people on Facebook going, oh, well done. Well done. You should be proud. Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
You can do it without a video, you know.
Yeah.
And then it'd be a lot more. Who cares if it's for your fucking... Because then it's not for your own gratification.
No.
You knowing yourself you've done a good thing.
Yeah.
There's no need to film it.
You
Even
just want
little
everyone
things where
to
it's
think,
like,
oh, he's a good guy. Yeah,
when people... Unless you're raising awareness, I get.
Yeah.
Even with things like, you know, where an animal's trapped.
Yeah.
And they film it. Why?
Just get that. Yeah, just
Just
help
get it. Help it.
Yeah.
Why you gotta fucking film it?
No, I know exactly what you mean. Because, yeah, if I saw, I don't know, like ducklings, like a duckling, like, caught in a gully, the last thing I'd be doing is getting my phone out.
Get your phone out quick, yeah.
Yeah, I'd be like... Because it happened a few months ago where... I don't know what they were. I think it was a duck. It was a type of duck, or was it a goose or something? But the mother and the father, they were able to fly. They were walking on the road, like near where I was on my route to go to work, and they were walking on the road, and there was fucking loads of them, to be fair, like loads of little chicks or ducklings or whatever.
Yeah.
And we stopped the van in the middle of the road, and we're all fucking builders and that and everything, wouldn't expect us, but we got out because the mother and father, they fucked up because when my van like started coming up, they flew off.
Yeah,
it's instinct.
Yeah, of course it is.
But these little ones, they couldn't.
They're like,
and the road with the verge was too steep for them.
Yeah,
they couldn't climb. So we stopped the van in the middle of the road, and it was. It's dodgy because it's quite high hedges.
Yeah.
And we're like shepherding these fucking these ducklings up the fucking verge and everything. And like people must have thought it must have been right funny, but you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Last thing we done was getting our fucking phones out, start a video.
No,
like,
it's
look what we're doing.
It's like, why? You were literally just doing this so people can pat you on the back.
Yeah. But sometimes it can work the other way as well, because I saw one on TikTok. It's about this girl. She this lad. He does it to a lot of people. He like to help people, and it's like and it was this girl. She was baking for, was it for herself or a family member? Like need this operation. It was a lot of money, hell of a lot of money. So this lad like pulled up and everything. He says, right, you're having your own bakery for 24 hours.
Yeah.
Right. And he set up a website for her and let her GoFundMe and everything.
Yeah.
And so he got the clout, right? Of course he got his clout, but at the same time he helped her. He didn't just give her the money. But he helped her so much that she was doing something she loved, this little girl, and she raised the money for this operation.
Oh.
So she's over the moon. And there was like a crowd of people at this bakery. Like the line was like a fucking mile long, coming in to get cookies or whatever it was. So she felt like she worked for it. She felt like she worked for it, but at the same time, she had that little help from old matey. So it can work both ways. Yeah. I know exactly what you're saying.
Like I said, if
it's
you can tell which ones are genuine and which ones are just doing it for clout. You can blatantly tell. It doesn't take a genius to work out which is which.
No, I get exactly what you're saying, because it pisses me off. Because you're only doing it to get yourself.
I saw one, and he filmed him, and I'm glad he did, because he put it he went up to him, this homeless guy. He said, "Are you all right, mate?" He said, "Yeah, I'm cool." He said, because it was around Christmas time actually, last year or a couple of years ago, whatever. And it was like, "Yeah, it's just it's this time of year and that." He says, "Oh, don't you have any family?" He says, "I do, but they're up in where were they? Somewhere like he was in England. I think they was up in Scotland or something like that."
Yeah, right.
And he went, "Yeah, it's just they're up in Scotland, so I can't get to them." He went, "Oh, okay." Walked off, come back, and had bought him a train ticket and gave him some cash as well. Said, "There you go see your family." And he started bawling his eyes out. He said, "You have no idea what you've just done." He says, "So many people give us food, not realising that we don't actually need it."
Yeah.
He said, because there are things like food banks and that sort of thing. He said, but so many people label us with the stereotype that we're just going to spend it on drugs and alcohol, not realising that actually, do you know what I mean? He said, if people actually just take the time to talk to us instead of just throwing money or food at us, they'd understand.
Yeah.
And he was like, fuck, I never actually thought of it like that.
No.
I was like, fucking hell, he's actually right.
Yeah, because we all do it. I don't matter who you are, you all do it. You see a homeless person, you think, I'm not going to give them money because they're just going to stick it in her arm.
Exactly.
Like, we've seen it.
Yeah.
As well. We've seen people do it. You know what I mean? Like, so you do stereotype. It's just the name of the game.
And there are
it's just the way it is.
And the annoying thing is there are people out there like that. There's like that fucking scatty woman up in town.
Yeah.
She always comes up to you saying, "Oh, excuse me, I'm homeless. I need £2 for rent."
Yeah.
First of all, where the fuck are you living that rent costs £2? Because I want to move in.
Yeah, fucking do.
Fucking £2 rent, buzzing. Yeah. But then you're like, no, because I know for a fact you're actually a meth head. I know you are. It's not like I'm stereotyping. Yeah. Every fucking knows you are one. And she's the one that starts getting vicious if you don't give her it. And she starts trying to scratch you and that. You think, fuck off, you bitch.
Because can you remember once, it was us and a few others, we was in Spoon.
Yeah.
And she came in and it was like begging at people while people were having their meals and
exactly. It's just like, fuck off.
Yeah.
You're the lot that gives, like I said, we keep going back to, there's that select few that give the rest a bad name. Yeah. And it happens in all walks of life and it's fucking so annoying.
Oh, God, yeah. Yeah.
They're the people that you wish Thanos existed. It's like, snap them cunts away.
That is right.
No, I think I'm about done, mate.
Yeah?
Yeah. Have you thought?
Yeah, I have.
You have?
Yeah.
All right, what are we doing next week?
We're going to my big man.
Yeah.
We're going to do about British Bigfoot.
Hey! Big up the Bigfoot.
Yeah. Which people are like, nah, that can't be. But you'll be surprised at the amount of witnesses.
Yeah.
Let's say, I always mention her, but Deborah Hatswell from BBR. Because I never thought about it till like 3-4 years ago now.
Yeah.
And I saw that because I was getting back into cryptozoology, and I was like, oh, I want to listen to a good podcast. I want to listen to a Bigfoot one because before I never really listened to podcasts. But then I started getting into them, and I was like, I want to listen to a good Bigfoot one, and this one come up, and I was like, what? And she was on about like Bigfoot and Dogman and other weird things happening in the UK, and I'm thinking, what, this little island? Like, I was like, nah, it can't be. But then the amount of people was come out and said, I've seen something.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh my God.
Okay.
Like,
let's get on that then.
Yeah, so then I've done a bit of research. Look, sadly, I haven't done a lot of field research. I've done one investigation, which turned out to be a bust.
Oh, brilliant!
But I've done a little bit of research, and like, because you think of it being a small island and everything, there ain't enough space. But when you think of like national parks, and different forests.
And yeah, the country's bigger than that. And if they're
It's
meant
bigger
to be
than what you think.
if they're meant to be in there, they can definitely be in here.
I think so. Well, it's not that I think so. It could.
Yeah,
There's
a possibility.
It's reasonable possibility
Yeah.
with how they could.
Yeah,
And like then I started looking into stuff like you know like in churches. I ain't gonna go too much into it now, so otherwise I'm gonna fuck all next week. But you know, like in churches, like you got like where you're sitting in your pews, and you got like the big pillars, and up there's like little goblin faces.
Mm-hmm.
Some of them, wild men.
Oh, really?
Wild hairy men.
Ah.
And then another name's like woodwoes, which is more of an Irish term.
Yeah.
But it turns out that it means like a Bigfoot-like creature. So then it was like, fucking hell.
Fair play.
Yeah, it's got a good point to it. So, yeah. So next week, bringing it back to my specialty,
the big bow.
to my man there. Oh man. So yeah, I'll bring it back to the big boy Bigfoot.
Yeah, boy.
In the UK.
Decent.
But no, that's been a good episode, Josh.
Yeah, thank you.
And it just shows how fucked people can be.
Yeah, exactly.
I go back on another tangent, but it's a bit different, but remember the film Fury?
Mm.
And I can't remember, Preacher. He went, "You ain't gonna believe what you're gonna see." And that lad went,
"Oh yeah, see what? It's like what a man can do to another man."
Yeah,
yeah.
And it just shows you don't know.
Until you're in that situation, nobody has a clue. People always be like, "Oh yeah, I think I'll do it." We do it. We've done it already.
Yeah.
It's like, "Oh, I think I'll do this." Until you're in that situation,
no,
you never know what the fuck you're gonna do.
Exactly. You don't know actually what you can do.
Exactly, until you're there.
Yeah, it's not like what you could do, but it's like what you're capable of.
That's just human instinct. I mean, for fuck's sake, I've seen videos of like kids but are trapped under cars, and the woman's just come along and lifted the fucking, not the whole thing, but lifted that side of the car up to get the kid out. I'm like, how the fuck have you done that?
Yeah, it's like you say, it's your adrenaline. It's mind over matter.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
It's true. A lot of things mind over matter. But so yeah, but no, I hope you enjoyed this podcast. You can follow us on Facebook at Missing Mysteries in Black and White. Please do, because that's where you'll find out when new episodes come out.
Yep.
And other things where we're going to be doing different things, like on because next month actually, we are doing an evening with the Norfolk Folklore Society, and I can't wait for that.
Oh mate, it's going to be unreal.
I'm really looking forward to that.
We'll obviously talk a bit more about the details nearer the time.
Yeah. So yeah, we'll be doing a talk there, which you'll be when tickets are available, you'll be able to go and actually see us
in the UK. That
in the UK, sorry, yeah, it's in Norwich, or I think you're able to
view it through Patreon, isn't it?
Patreon, yeah. So you'll be able to view it through Patreon. So yeah, like you say, we'll get out the details a bit closer to the time, but we're looking forward to that.
Yeah, boy.
And that will all be on our Facebook page. So
yep,
Mr. Mysteries in Black and White on Facebook. You can tell us because it's that.
Yeah. Simple as that.
Simple as. You can follow us on Instagram, which is Myths and Mysteries _ with the little line _ You can email us at mythsandmysteries@outlook.com. You can subscribe to us and actually watch us on our YouTube channel, which is just Myths and Mysteries.
Yeah.
It's a bit of a bastard to find.
It is, yeah.
I don't know how you make it so it's easier to find.
Like Ed said, the best way is follow us on our Facebook group. You'll see the link to the YouTube video on there. Click it, but then click subscribe, and then every time we post a new video, it'll come up on your...
It'll come straight up. You can listen to us, which I know you already are, but you can listen to us, Josh.
Spotify, Podbean, Amazon, Samsung, Player FM, iHeartRadio, and Podchaser.
Thank you very much. And with that, you'll be... That is... Yeah. I don't know where we're going with that. But
no, thank you very much for listening, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye.
See ya.